Welcome to the fourth episode of the Minesweeper tutorial. Today, we're going to be displaying the mines. To start, let's create a new sprite, and let's call it Mines. And I'm just going to actually go ahead and copy our map, and then just paste the sprite. And I'm going to change the color just a little bit. I'm going to go more red. And then I want to make a circle and kind of make it like kind of big to a certain degree. And I am going to darken the color just a little bit. I think that should be perfect, just like that. And then in the code, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and create a new message and call it show mines. And so when we receive show mines, we're going to make a new block and we're going to run show mines when we receive the message called show mines. Let's add a when I start as a clone, and when I start as a clone, let's make sure we set the size to 125. We're going to make like a little juicy animation right here. So to do this, let's add just a little change size by 5 or -5, and I want to add it to repeat 5 times. So and then you can kind of see what it will look like just a little bit. Okay, when we show mines, let's create a new variable and let's call it index for the sprite only. We want to loop through all of our mines and figure out where they are and then display them. So let's set index to 1 and let's repeat until our index is greater than the length of the map, and inside of that we're going to change index by 1. Okay, let's pull out a show when I start as a clone, and then we want to make sure the sprite isn't showing whenever we start. So we're going to hide it when the screen flag is clicked. And I'm actually going to add a little color effect just for fun. I want to set color to probably like 0 to 100. Or you could do 1 to 100, or you could figure out what colors you want. That's up to you. I'm going to set color to 1 to 100, and let's go back into numbers. I'm going to pull our go to X and Y from our show numbers block, and if you drag and drop it onto the mine sprite, it should bring it inside of the sprite for us to switch out the index variables with our own personal index variables. Alright, so this should automatically make it so it'll position the mines correctly. And let's create a clone after we do that. Right now that actually looks pretty cool, but we don't want it where it displays in every single map spot. But it's good that it displays properly like that. Make sure it does first, but we only want it to display if the item index of map is equal to 1 or it's equal to a mine. So, and that should automatically make it so it only shows where the mines are in the map. Alright, so now let's get this actually working into our game. So in our map sprite, when I start as a clone, in the if item clone index of map equals 1, then let's create a new message and call it clicked mine. And what we want to broadcast clicked mine, so that way we can stop other scripts in Sprite. And in our mines, we can, when I receive click mine, we can broadcast show mine. So now it should actually already work. If you click on a mine, it will display all of our mines. Let's just make it look a little bit better, let's have it wait 0 seconds, or actually I'll do it pick random from 0 to 0.05, just so it adds just a little bit of a wait time. And if you want, you can kind of adjust that as you want. So like you can have some wait longer than others, and yeah. Well, I'm gonna darken my sprite just a little bit because it's kind of hard to see whenever I click a mine. And now I clicked a mine, and that's a little bit easier to see, so it's looking good. Well, I'm gonna go into the numbers sprite, and I'm gonna pull out that index, and I'm gonna place it with index -1. And same as over here. It's my bad. It was a little bit of a little bug. So in the map, let's also do that. So in those two spots, we need to just subtract 1 to our index. And up here. So that way it matches our replace item. So just make sure that matches, and that should do it. So now you can click on the mines and they'll actually show where all the mines are, which is pretty cool. And that's it for this episode. Next time we're going to dig deep into like difficulties and some menus and stuff. Let me know if you run into any problems, and I'll be glad to help. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.